Malo, tell people to subscribe. Malo, tell people to subscribe and hit the thumbs up. So you know those people who only ever use an iPhone and make fun of people when they see a green text bubble instead of a blue one? Yeah, I was one of those too. But that was until I bought myself the new Pixel 7. I've been using this phone for a few weeks now and I have some thoughts. There's some things I love about it and some other things not so much. But let's get into it. So the box is pretty standard for a phone. It doesn't come with a power adapter, but it does include a USB-C cable and a USB-A to USB-C adapter for data transfer. And of course, the phone itself. Now, first things first, the Pixel lineup has one of the best smartphone cameras, and it is especially good under low light conditions. Here are some pictures I clicked with my Pixel 7, and most of them look really good. Then there's some really cool software features that Google adds, like the Magic Eraser for example. Now, it's not perfect, and it only really works well under some very specific conditions and on some very specific types of pictures. But since it's a software feature and it doesn't really depend that much on the lens and the hardware itself, it can improve over time. And hey, it does the job. I also really like all the ways Android lets you customize the home screen. And I especially love the themed icons feature. And I'm just generally loving the whole stock Android UI experience, especially because I've been using iOS for the better part of a decade now. Another really cool feature on Android is call screening, where you can let Google Assistant screen the call for you and get some information from the caller before you actually answer or decline the call. Then there's also call waiting, where you can get Google Assistant to hold the call for you and just let you know when you need to answer the call. Google has added some really cool software features like these, which make the whole Android experience really fun and convenient. And that's one of the reasons I switched from iOS to Android. Google Assistant is miles ahead of any other virtual assistant like Siri. Now I want to go over some quirks and features of Android. This is a very niche thing and I'm sure most people don't even notice this, but I really like the way settings are organized on Android versus on iOS. It just has a better UI and it's also much easier to search for stuff when you don't want to scroll through all the random settings. Sometimes on iOS, when I'm searching for a specific setting, it doesn't even show up in the search results. On the other hand though, it's easier to search for apps on iOS versus on Android. Now most people probably won't ever notice this, but on Android, you actually need to type in the first few letters of an app name when you're looking for an app. Versus on iOS, where you can mostly just type any random consecutive letters from the name of the app and voila, you have your search results. That's a good segue into the next thing I want to talk about. Let's go over some things I miss about using my iPhone. Firstly, it has to be iMessage and FaceTime. The whole green bubble versus blue bubble debate, that's very real. And I know there's alternatives like WhatsApp, Signal, Messenger, but really, if you're in the whole Apple ecosystem, iMessage and FaceTime are king. I literally have every Apple product you can think of. I use a MacBook, I have an iPad, I used to have an iPhone, I have AirPods, I have a HomePod, pretty much every product you can think of. And all of these products just work really well together. You have iCloud Sync, which syncs all of your data between all the devices you have. Then you have some really cool features like if you get an OTP on your iPhone, it automatically shows up on your MacBook if you're using the same Apple account. Another thing I miss about my iPhone is widgets. Now a lot of people might find this really surprising because Android is supposed to be the customization king, right? It lets you do things the way you want to and gives you a lot of options. But I feel like iPhone just has widgets that are better designed, and it also has a lot more options. Android widgets just don't look that good. Lastly, I know I said Pixel has one of the best smartphone cameras, but I still think iPhone has the better smartphone camera system overall. And that's because, well, for starters, iPhone has a better front-facing camera, and then iPhone also has the edge in filming videos. In fact, I'm filming this video on my iPhone 12 mini. So there's definitely a few things that I miss about using my iPhone. There's a few things that iPhone does better than the Pixel 7 and any other Android phone for that matter. But having said that, Pixel 7 is a great phone. Solid build quality, excellent software, really good camera system. It's an easy 9 out of 10. I'm really enjoying using the Pixel 7 so far. And I think I'm gonna stick with it for a while. But yeah, that's been it. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.